Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Dahlia. Today we are back on Cozy Oak, my all squirrel autumnal island, working on a bigger build, which is exciting. Today we're going to be working on my character's house, as well as making a lake, like a little tiny mini lake. It's not even really a lake. I'd probably call it like a little baby river. Or not like a river, like a pond, like a little tiny baby pond. Okay, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, let's head over to the area we're gonna be working on. So we're gonna be connecting my river mouth and then working off the pond that already came with the island, and then working on this entire area, and yeah, and then just doing like some bridges and some things like that, and then I'm putting my house right here. So where my character's standing on the map is where we're going to be working. But yeah, basically right where my character's standing right now is basically where we're going to be placing my villager's house. So anyways, let's get started. The thing with the water terraforming, okay, like just we're gonna get started off, you know, chaotic as normal. I redid this like 5 or 6 times, so the actual breakdown of the footage is so messy and so like not good, and I basically changed my mind like halfway through. So basically we're building a bridge, as you can see, and then as I made this bridge, I went, you know what you could do 2 bridges. So we have this lovely little bridge, and then we have kind of like a little island in the middle of the lake, and then we have this bridge, and then this bridge is going to lead up to my house. So I broke down the footage to like 5 seconds of it, just so you guys wouldn't have to watch me struggle with the water terraforming. And then this is when we're building the very tiny, we'll just call it a pond. It's not a lake. I'm going to call this probably like a lakeside cottage, but it's not a lake. I guess it's a lake by like Animal Crossing standards, because like, you know, it's meant to not look too huge. But there it is on the map, you know, tiny little baby lake. But it's so cute. Anyways, now I worked on the house customization. I wanted to do something similar to what I've done for my other villagers' houses, which I did like log cabins for all of them, because this is meant to be like a woodland core type of island. So I did the log cabin version of the exterior with a red roof and a yellow door, and it's cute. It's cute. And then I just kept the house right up against the cliff because I wanted to give myself as much space around the area to kind of like work. As I had previously mentioned, a lot of the builds that we're working on for the rest of the island, as I'm getting closer to finishing, are kind of just connecting spaces. So
I've connected the 2 dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
like this particular area is surrounded by other villagers' homes, primarily like
in the sense that you know what I mean, like when I'm saying that
primarily villagers' homes. Like to the right here is also Nook's Cranny, but it's also like the bottom left-hand corner of my map. So it's kind of like just, you know, fitting whatever works in the spaces that we have. And yeah, and then I placed a log staircase here because, like I said, there are some villagers' homes behind here, and I'm going to be probably placing Hazel's house here. I have 3 villagers' homes I still have to place. I have Hazel, Tasha when I get her, and another villager whose name I can't remember.
If you're saying I play favorites, you're wrong. I love all my children equally.
But yeah, we have to still do a couple of characters' homes as well, so I'll be leaving some spaces for them. But anyways, now we're working on the pathing. For the pathing for this particular build, I wasn't too happy with how it like laid out for me. I felt like every time I placed the pathing, it didn't quite it didn't flow well to me. So I broke up the footage of me doing that as well. You guys have also seen me place this particular path like a bunch, so I'm kind of just showing you the final bits. One thing I'm trying to do for a lot of my pathing for this particular island is leaving some open spaces kind of in between for a lot of trees, which I think just kind of makes it look a little bit more messy and more natural, which is the vibe I'm still trying to go for the island, even though I want my pathing to flow properly and for it to actually look intentional. At the same time, I think placing the tree stumps or trees in the middle of the pathing adds, I don't know, like something like it overgrown itself in between the dirt, if that makes sense. But yeah, I placed the pathing. I go back and place more pathing in front of my house in a second, but I wanted to place down my deck really quickly. And if you're curious about any of the custom designs I'm using today, everything is listed in the description. I know in my previous video, if you watched it, I didn't actually put my new path codes or my new codes that I had downloaded for the bee farm I made in my list.
You are a lying liar who lies.
Everything's there now. I apologize. I know it took me like several days to realize I didn't actually do that, but it's there now. So everything should be updated. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. But yeah, we're doing this path, this brick, or this, I can't speak today. We're placing this wooden code. I have a couple of like deck codes. I felt like this one went the best with like the color scheme of my house, so that's the one I chose to go for. And this is where I was having some issues with the pathing, because like, I don't know, I felt like it was really not flowing the way I wanted it to. So I do go back and change it a little bit, and right now I'm placing my mush little tiles and the stump tiles along the edges of my dirt path, as you guys have seen me do before. And I really feel like the mush stumps paired with this particular like dirt path really made the island for me, and it kind of, I don't know, it like made the island feel more put together and kind of like enhanced the like mush theme I had going on. And now we're starting to place some trees, and with the trees I started to get a little bit more happy with the placement of the pathing. The pathing issue was primarily just like in front of my house. I felt like it wasn't like flowing from my house to the incline properly, if you guys have ever encountered an issue like that before. And now we're at the portion, like I said, where we're just planting a lot of trees, and I wanted the entire area at the bottom corner and to the left of the lake or pond to be full of trees. So that took me a while to place down. So I'm gonna quickly show you guys the placement of that in a second. But one thing I did want to do in this little tiny corner is do a small little picnic area. I feel like I started making this island with a ton of picnic spots, and then I somehow forgot that I was doing that.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
So we're bringing that back. I have a couple of smaller areas you'll see me decorate in today's build, beside like some of the bridges. So that was a fun little experiment. I feel like this island has like tiny little sections across the map that are like not builds, but like little areas where I've included some furniture that I think make the island look a little bit more like woodland kind of farm core, if that makes any sense. But I decided for planting the trees, I was going to like place all the holes down first and then plant the trees. This still took me a long time, and I still somehow managed to change the layout of some of it, but I didn't want to spend like 3 hours trying to plant trees, which you guys know I have struggled with in the past. And now we're moving on to the shrubs, and the reason I'm showing this particular part is I wanted to completely block off this section so that you can't walk past the incline. I could obviously put like, what's it called, like fencing or something, but I wanted it to be naturally blocked off, hence the trees and the shrubs, because you can't like actually walk past shrubs. And yeah, and then I'm planting more shrubs. As you guys have noticed, I've used primarily the same two types of shrubs on this island, the white azaleas and the yellow hydrangeas. Is that what I used? Let me see if I can, yeah, hibiscus, sorry. The yellow hibiscus, just because I like the style of the leaves for the fall. No shrub actually grows this time of year into like the full bloom. and that was a choice. Like I could have done like the holly bushes if I wanted, like the red would have matched if I really, really wanted to, or I could have done the tea olive ones as well, but I felt like I don't want that extra color with the shrubs. I just like the extra pop of green that they gave to the spaces, and that kind of thrown in with like the flowers that I'm planting right now. You kind of can see that's where a lot of the natural color came from for this island. And along this entire lake area, I'm planting my flowers. As you guys can see, I'm just kind of showing you guys kind of like the general idea I had for the placement of the flowers. And then in between the trees, I'm also going to be planting some weeds. I'm also going to be throwing down some wheat fields, and then a lot of my mush items is going to take up the remainder of the space, which I'll show you guys a little bit of, but it's like just a lot of repetitiveness. So I broke that down for you guys too. So for this particular little area, like I said, I'm creating a very small, tiny build using some storefronts. And this is meant to be just kind of like a little, you know, like a little farm area or something. I have quite a few of these, like I said, around the island. I feel like it's a nice break from just like all the trees and flowers and stuff, and like I still want this island to be natural, but I feel like using farmcore items really enhance that kind of vibe. And then I did the same thing for this area right here. Kind of did like a little mini barn. I didn't really show that because it took me longer to place the items than I was pleased with. So I just kind of showed you guys. You can't even really see the front of the build. It's just meant to like, you can kind of see it as you're walking past the section, but it's there and it exists and I'm happy with it. So we're just going to pretend like you guys saw the finished product, and that's basically it. Now working on my house, I know I wanted something, you know, minimal. So I was doing like a log round table with a little sitting area, and I wanted to keep it simple but still really cute. Like this is like a little log cabin, and I basically do the same thing for every single build when it comes to my villagers' homes and my own home on this island. So I did a little veggie basket, the little simple kettle, and a little pumpkin pie. And I'm really sad because I'm loving working on this autumn island, and like obviously we're in spring now in Canada at least, and it's making me miss fall. Like I'm so excited for spring. I'm excited for the warm weather and for it to be like nice outside again now that the winter is slowly like going away, but this is making me miss fall, and it's a bittersweet thing because fall is like my absolute favorite time of year. But I've been working on this island for months now. As you guys know, I've been kind of slow with builds in the last little while. This build was actually supposed to go up like a couple days ago, but then I got busy, and then I was like kind of not feeling well the last couple of days. Like I'm still kind of dealing with a headache, so I'm trying to hopefully avoid getting sick or like waiting for whatever the heck is going on to pass. But anyways, yeah, we're working on it now, and that's fine. So now I placed the party light thing, and I'm really pissed because you can't push it closer to the bridge.
Okay, fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
And I've used the party lights kind of sparingly around this island, but I think I really love using them particularly in transition spots between inclines or bridges. And I haven't used a lot of bridges on this island because I don't have a lot of water terraforming, but I think it looks so cute, and especially like in between the rivers, like it's so cute. So I placed another one in front of the bridge in just a second, but right now I'm placing some of my wooden log or wooden country fencing, just so that you actually can't walk past this area. Just wanted to make sure like you had to walk through the party lights, so that's what I'm doing there. So now we're working on this little tiny picnic spot. For this particular picnic spot, I decided to focus on like a little reading corner. So I placed a couple of the round pillows, and a couple of the book items, and like the tiny library, and it's really cute and cozy, and like just like a little area that you can read at. Yeah, it's just like a little simple little space, and I love I've said this before, I love having every separate picnic spot have kind of like a theme going on, and I feel like this is just adorable. Like, imagine reading here by the lake or by the very tiny pond. But yeah, at this point I'm kind of just doing my finishing touches. I have been placing some wheat fields around the space and some mushrooms that I didn't show. Basically just like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over again for the island. So I wanted just to show you guys like parts, and you guys have already seen me, like my filler items, or items that I'm placing down on a lot of the the dirt path is just like the same thing over and over again. But anyways, yeah, we're coming up towards the end of the build. I love how this turned out. I think it's adorable, and I'm really loving how the whole island is coming together, and I'm excited to finish it off for you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you haven't already, feel free to drop a like, comment down below a mushroom emoji if you guys enjoyed today's video and you made it through to the end. And yeah, subscribe if you're new here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!